Hey y'all, I just seen this article 2 days ago, and it says the median first time home buyer is now 40 years old. And I want to help y'all because it's not impossible to buy a house. And I want to explain why it's important to buy a house. This is going to be a longer video. So, you're paying rent, okay? Every time you pay rent, that money is gone. It's gone. You're never going to get that money back. When you buy a house, probably 50% of that money goes towards interest that you're paying on the loan. So you're at least getting like half of the rent that you're paying every month back when you sell that house. Plus, the longer you hold that house, the more it's going to improve in value. So, for example, we bought a house 3 years ago for about $100,000. And now it's been 3 years. And that house is valued at like $140,000. And so, just for living here for 3 years, we have what they call equity, okay? And when we sell that house, we are going to get that money, okay? Not to mention the money that we've been paying towards our mortgage for a couple years. So that is why it's important to buy a house, because now you have the opportunity to save like real money, okay? So if you want to buy a house, I want you to think about what it takes to buy a house. You probably are going to need a loan. And you, as someone who needs to get a loan, are going to have credit. Credit doesn't have to be crazy good, but it needs to be like 620, okay? And for you to start getting credit, you need to get a credit card. And there's free credit recovery programs you can get on. Like, some people have bad credit, but odds are you have the ability to fix your credit within like 3 months. If you're paying your rent on time, if you're buying groceries, if you're buying gas, if you're, having certain expenses that you are paying for every month, instead of putting it on your bank card, like you're paying straight from your bank account, put it on a credit card. And then at the end of the month, you have an auto pay from your bank card, and it just pays off your balance as much as you were spending anyway. And so you're spending the same amount of money that you were before, but you're routing it through a credit card. Okay? It takes a little bit of time for them to see month after month, and I don't know how long you have to do it. I don't know how long you've been using a credit card or what your credit is at. But you do this and you build credit for you to be able to get a loan, especially an FHA or a USDA loan. Okay, you can get a conventional loan, but a conventional loan is going to take like 20% down payment sometimes. Sometimes it could just be like a 3% down payment. It just depends on what type of house you're looking at, what the situation is, if you're living in the state, if you're buying from out of the state. Like, the only house we could afford was in a different state. And so, if you do that, you're going to have to buy with a higher down payment. But if you qualify for like USDA or FHA, then USDA and FHA, these are just different like loan programs, okay? You have three main loan programs. You have conventional, you have USDA, and you have FHA, okay? And so conventional has like, it's not as strict, but you typically are going to need more money up front. If you don't have a lot of money, but you have credit, like you just built your credit with your credit card, you can do FHA and you can do USDA. And when you do FHA and you do USDA, you have a lower down payment. Sometimes you have a 0% down payment. Someone had replied to my comment that I put on this video, and they said that they did USDA, and he said that they did a 0% down payment. That means that he didn't have to pay any chunk of change up front. Like, if you are buying a house for $200,000, you're getting a $200,000 loan. They may say, hey, we need 3% down. So you need 3% of 200,000, which I think that's $6,000. I didn't have $6,000. I was never that good with money. I wasn't able to save that kind of money. And so even just at $200,000 and 3%, that's a lot of money. But if you do USDA or you do FHA, you have a 0% down payment. That means you don't owe any down payment up front when you buy that house and you're under contract per se. Okay. And so, these are things to think about. Get your credit up, use a credit card, pay your bills on time, and start looking at the FHA and looking at the USDA. It's not impossible. We just bought our first house 3 years ago. We had an interest rate of 5.6. I think it was 5.6%. Not good. I mean, it's worse right now. I think it's in the sixes right now. It got up into the sevens. Okay. Lower interest rates are better. Higher interest rates are bad because that's all money. That's like rent, if you will. It's like a percent it's just money you're never going to get back. And so, anyway, we bought our first house 3 years ago, and now we're getting ready to sell it. And we've done like a bathroom remodel. We've upgraded the kitchen, and all of those things can improve the home value. And so, it's an opportunity. And if you need to live somewhere, which most people do, and you're paying bills every month, which most people do, get yourself on a credit card, start building your credit, and then talk to a lender, and that person will be able to tell you how much you can qualify for, how much of a loan, what home value range that you can purchase. So that's kind of the gist of it. It takes a little bit of time, but you have nothing but time, and otherwise you're just going to be renting, and you're never going to get any of that money, and you're going to stay stuck in that cycle of paying rent every month and not having really any opportunity to save any money. So that's really my insights on it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. My wife is a realtor. I was a realtor, but I didn't feel like I needed to re-up my license. It was just monthly expenses for both of us. And so I just wanted to share that, because buying a house changed our life, and it can change your life. And now we're, God willing, looking at the opportunity to start a farm. I'm going to move in with my mom, and we are going to buy raw land cash, and I'm going to build. Me and I think her husband are going to build, and we're going to build a house. And we're going to figure it out. And so that's what you got to do in this day and age, is we bought a fixer-upper. It needed a lot of work, and I did it over the course of most of this year is really when all the work was done. But, you buy a fixer-upper, and you fix it up. It improves the home value, and then that creates an opportunity for you. So I just want to share that. God bless y'all, and I'll talk to you soon.